we're combing through the aisles of Vulcan Video, an independent video store here in Austin, Texas, to find the most obscure, the strangest, and the overlooked gems of yesterday. This is the Vulcan Vault.
This week we got Bryan. Bryan, what have you picked out for us?
I picked the Jerry Lewis film, The Patsy, which is my absolute favorite film of his. I'm obsessed with him. He's my favorite filmmaker of all time, hands down, like miles ahead of everyone else in my book. And this movie's great because not a lot of people know about it, and I feel it really has his best kind of comedic moments in it of his entire career.
Now, what sets it apart?
It's really weird. It's way stranger than any normal Jerry Lewis thing.
Oh.
Maybe you could get it weaved.
And this came out right after The Nutty Professor. He made The Nutty Professor, which is probably his most famous movie, and kind of his most straightforward in a way. It's got like a traditional plot, but this one goes into very strange places. The plot is basically... the movie starts with a horrible plane explosion, like this guy dies, this famous person dies, and his sort of entourage of people are trying to find a new star to help make famous, just so they all like still have their jobs and so they can still be famous and rich in Hollywood. And they find Jerry Lewis because Jerry Lewis shows up while they're having this really intense meeting. He shows up as the bellboy, and it's this really great, really long scene of him just dropping ice cubes and trying to pick them up and them flying out of his hands, and it's so good.
See, they're hard to, Oh, good shot.
And this movie actually is supposed to kind of be the sequel to his film The Bellboy. Like, he said that this character is kind of supposed to be the same character from The Bellboy. And in The Bellboy, it was a silent role. He didn't say anything. In this one, he talks to the whole thing, which is good, because you need all that kind of Jerry Lewis noise that he does.
Quiet, Harry, quiet! I think he's trying to tell us something. All right. 175, but that's it.
The cast is great. You have a lot of stars. You have Peter Lorre, and it was his final film role. Peter Lorre, Keenan Wynn, John Carradine, and Phil Harris, who was the voice of Baloo the bear in The Jungle Book, and they play the entourage of people. So you have all these great... Oh, and Everett Sloane from Citizen Kane. They just play these great old Hollywood character actors, like having to deal with Jerry Lewis breaking things and his antics, and they're really trying to make him be like this great leading man, like singer, like actor, but because it's Jerry Lewis, it kind of all falls apart and doesn't really work out so well. And my absolute favorite bit of the movie is this scene where he goes to like a singing coach to try to learn how to make his voice sound like an angel's voice. But the guy lives in this giant apartment where he has lots of, expensive breakable, objects. And it's a good, no joke, like 7 minutes of Jerry Lewis just like bumping into a table and him catching it before it breaks, and it goes on, and it's sort of like you're stuck in this like black hole of comedy, or just like time stops, and but in a good way, where you're just like, this could go on forever. Like, it's funny for the first minute, and then it keeps going, and you kind of stop laughing because you're just sort of trying to comprehend that this joke's still going on, but then it gets even funnier because you're like, oh, it's like 5 minutes and he's still like trying to not break these things in this room. It's amazing. It's like art. It's like better than art, because I hate art, and this is like good art, is this thing. And in the movie, like, the weird parts are like, there's like these jokes that just don't make sense. Like, there's a part where Jerry Lewis shows up as 3 different women, and seeing Jerry Lewis as a woman is like such a boner killer. Like, that is not an attractive man in drag. And I've seen some attractive men as ladies. He is not one of them. And then the great Scatman Crothers is in it, who I love, and he's great. And in this movie, he plays a guy who's like kind of he's kind of cleaning. He's not like a shoe shine guy. He's like doing like like a pedicure thing, and he's on his feet, like kind of like helping like clean his feet and his shoes and stuff. And and then it gets in this weird place where Jerry Lewis gets so ticklish he starts laughing and talking like a chipmunk. And it doesn't make any sense, and it's like sped up thing, and Scott McCarthy's is like singing this song. It's just like really weird and uncomfortable, and you don't quite understand like what the joke is, but it works. It's amazing. And there's also this incredible part where he has to be on. It's like his first big TV performance, and he has to sing the song, but because it's like TV or whatever, he's supposed to lip sync to it, and he's so bad at it, like he's just like he's completely off, and it just ruins the whole performance. But it's really, it's so funny.
I lost my heart in the drive-in movie. Say, up there on the big screen, a movie star, while we played a love scene in my car.
And it's a song called I think it's I Lost My Heart at a Drive-In Movie, and there's a part where he's singing about like eating cheeseburgers at a drive-in, and the sound is all off, and it's just so good. Like, he is the best.
So you would definitely call this film genius?
I would call it genius, and I think it's his most genius of all of his films. And like, if you kind of like Jerry Lewis, definitely check this out. If you hate Jerry Lewis, maybe still check this out, because it's just so strange. It's such intense, strange comedy. And then I don't want to give away the ending, but it really is like the weirdest ending, like the way you can end this. It doesn't make any sense, and it's just like, because it's like it ends on this weird joke that's unlike any other joke in the movie, so you just don't really get why he did that, but it totally works for me. Like, it's so funny.
Fantastic. I'm looking forward to
Patsy. And it's brilliant. It's like color. It's like great kind of mid-60s like old Hollywood where it just looks so good. And yeah.
Awesome. The pick of the week, the Patsy. Bryan, thank you. Thank you so much. And keep checking in with AndItCool.com for more news and reviews.
Yeah, right in the movie in my car.